Hello everybody. Well, I got a really fun video going on today, so I thought I'd bring you guys along. We're back to the Ruger LC carbine. So this guy, I still have the 3-9 scope on it. Hopefully you guys see my last video on it. Honestly, I was disappointed. I had no experience with pistol caliber carbines. Had a lot of great comments. I appreciate everyone commenting. A lot of the guys were like, 6-8 inch groups with a 45 auto carbine. No reason to be ashamed of that. So that was super fun. And what I decided to do, if you remember in one of the comments I made, is I feel like that the 200 grain bullet that was shooting better than the 230s, a little more velocity, lighter bullet, maybe stabilize the bullet a little bit. The spinning of the bullet would be spinning faster, maybe a little bit more stabilization. That was my guess. So I think one of the commenters suggested some Underwood ammo. I'm gonna flip around so you guys see what it is, but I've had good luck with Underwood. My bred Tomcat 32 loves the Underwood ammo. I think, to me, the technology is just fascinating. So anyway, so this guy is 135 grain. They're advertising at 1,300 feet per second. Pretty fast for a 45 auto, right? I'm gonna chronograph it out of this longer carbine barrel. I just must be a giant gun nerd. That's all I can figure, because this stuff makes me tick. I hope you guys feel the same. I mean, I'm excited about it. A good friend of mine, George, over to Target Sweet, check out his video on the LC carbine. He did a lot of work with some plus P loads. Yeah, George got a great channel there, so go check him out. But is this gonna be 1,800 feet? Who knows? I am just super excited to see about it. And if my theory holds anywhere true, this lighter bullet will have a better accuracy at the 100-yard range. So I mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. A 4-power scope on this rifle is not the right fit. I am just doing this because it's fun. Is this gonna stay on this rifle? No, it's not gonna. You'll see how awkward I am on trying to get down on it so I can get a good sight picture through the scope. Had a lot of negative comments. I don't care. I mean, lots of, Chris, you look like a kid on a tricycle kind of stuff, all kinds of crap. I don't know. If you feel so that it's gonna make you feel warm and fuzzy, go ahead and leave a comment like that. I don't really care. But and yes, it is super awkward. I'm the first one to admit, but I am excited to try it. I want to see, I'm sure that this 3,500 feet per second number that they're throwing out is probably out of a 5-inch 1911, probably the most common 45 ACP in the nation. So that would make sense. What's it gonna do with a 16-inch barrel? I don't know. Got the chronograph set up so that we'll just take 1 or 2 shots and we'll see how that goes. I've only got 1 box of ammo. I mean, just because in my world, even if this guy shoots a 1-inch group at 100, am I gonna have a bunch of this on hand to go do 100-yard shooting with this? Probably not. So I only bought 1 box, but just the curiosity is killing me. Let's shoot 1 or 2 rounds. We'll look at the chronograph, see where we're at. Before we do that, just take a minute, ask you guys to please subscribe. The channel's been up and down. We've had some great growth days. Appreciate it. That's because you have had a ton of fun with the comments. I kind of mentioned there's some negative ones there a minute ago. I don't worry about that, but man alive, I'll tell you, I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate and how much I have learned from the YouTube comments. Get so many new ideas, so many, hey Chris, if you tried this, if you tried that, I've had success with this, whatever. So thank you for that. Keep those coming. I really do appreciate it. But let's see what this kind of velocity gets out of this guy. Here we go. I'm really curious of how these guys feed. So the semi-wide cutters, the round nose flat points have fed great. That's a little bit of a different deal. Typically these have fed very well in everything. So anyway, hopefully they'll feed in the carbine. So that guy, I'll walk over with the camera, show you guys. Whoops, hell went there, but it was 15, 13, I believe. We'll try one more. I'll flip the camera around and show you guys. 1575. All right, well, I wasn't really planning on it, but I thought, why I got this chronograph set up. These are my regular 230 grain hard cast bullets. They're in a handgun, they're going 850, somewhere in that normal, I mean, just they're not a plus P or they're just kind of middle of the road stuff. Be curious what they're going out of this carbine, so we'll go ahead and shoot a couple and see what it's doing. I'm not gonna flip the camera around just for time's sake, but hopefully you guys believe me. 913, very shocking to me. Almost zero gain in velocity. We'll try one more. Well, that was a shocker to me. I'll flip the camera out on this one. 891. Okay, here we go back to this gun nerd stuff. Isn't that fascinating? I'm using tight group powder. Tight group burns very fast. So what that's telling me is that powder in a standard 5-inch barrel 45 is using all of its energy up because it's not gaining anything in this longer barrel. So that was just for funsies. I don't know. So the next thing we're gonna do is try shooting a 3-shot group at 100 with the Underwood. All right, we'll take 3 shots at the Underwood and go up and look at the target. Something I was gonna mention, interesting. You would not think that this carbine has any recoil. Of course, I'm super awkward, we talked about that, but I can feel a difference between the Underwood, that plus P, than my standard loads. Pretty significant, more than what I would guess for sure. So I'm really curious to see what this guy does in 100. We'll give her a shot. Well, the gun functioned perfectly, so that's great. I can see some holes up there. Point of impact seems relatively close, so that's interesting. I just mentioned real quick, so it's first week in December. I'm out here in a flannel shirt. Man, do I love living in the deserts of Utah. Well, it's been a beautiful fall. We've had a couple snow storms, a couple small weather events, but holy smokes, it's beautiful today. We're gonna enjoy it. Let's go look at the target. Well, I can't hardly say I'm not disappointed. Not terrible. 1, 2, 3, of course. Well, get over here if you got these 6-inch group, maybe a little better. I'm gonna go ahead and mark them. You know, that's about what them other ones was. Okay, we're gonna do one more 3-shot group with that. Honestly, we're getting, I'm gonna say, pretty consistent results. Those 200 grain semi-wide cutters, we seem to have a little bit better group, but it's insignificant to me. You know, the 230s was 6, 7, 8-inch groups. The 200s were 4 to 6 inch. That's a 6-inch. They're all about what they are. So, I mean, this has been a ton of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed kind of watching this, but it's just interesting to me. Honestly, am I a little disappointed? Yeah, I am. I kind of had this high hope that I'd find this magic ammo, that this guy'd be a 2-inch gun at 100 yards, but it's not going to be. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to have a carbine that would shoot like that. You know, I've had some comments about some 9mm that they've actually had pretty good results. I think the Ruger LC carbine and some of the others that they've had better results than what I'm getting here, but honestly, I don't care. This gun, it is what it is. It's going to get a red dot here in a minute. I would hate to be on the receiving end of that. Yeah, I mean, 6-inch groups. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be. I want to be on that end of this whole deal. So, and I'll get the red dot back on it. We'll have some more fun with it. But 3 more shots with the Underwoods. All right, guys. Well, I can see through the scope that group is slightly better. I think it's insignificant, really. Let's go look at it. All right, guys, nothing too crazy. Actually, these two are my first 2 shots, so I thought, holy smokes, we're on to something. Nah, we're really not. It was just a pretend there. So we're about 4.5. I mean, it is what it is. I really was kind of just hoping this would be something all cool and different, and it's just not. We're gonna mark those. Then when I'm shooting in this paper again, I know what I got. Well, we're going to call it a day on this video. You know, a little bit shorter, but there's not a lot of country to cover. We've kind of been over it on the last one. It's about what it is. Would I recommend the Underwood ammo if you own an LC carbine? I absolutely would. They function good. This is acceptable accuracy. So it was fun to shoot it. I was super curious on the reliability of it, but man, it feeds and functions great. So anyway, we're gonna call it a day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe.